Hello and welcome to LocoFi. In one of the previous videos, we showed you the install of a LocoFi module in one of the Athearn RTR locomotives. We showed you the wiring and finally how we packed everything together on top of the motor. The RTR and blue boxes being one of our most popular models that LocoFi module goes in, we have designed a 3D mount that aids in the physical install of the module. In this video, we are going to show you how the latter part of the install process that dealt with packing everything up on top of the motor can be done in a much cleaner and easier way by using a custom 3D printed mount that will go on top of the motor. One other thing that will change in this video is the use of DULLHB instead of the DULLHA that was used in the previous install. This mount works well for the blue boxes as well, except for the motors with single mounts like the switcher. It's one of the old blue boxes which have this single mounts instead of like the double mounts in the blue boxes, like right here. You see these four things here. So now to view the actual wiring and install in detail, we will include the links to the previous videos showing the install in the RTR and blue boxes below. So here we go. I've already, as you can see, let me open the shell here. You can see here I've already removed the DULLHA and I cleaned up the solder from top clip of the motor, which might interfere with the mount settling in nicely. Instead, I have wired the orange wire, you can see here, towards the side of the clip. Now with these changes in place, let's see how everything fits. So we have included a few holes here which would aid in the threading the wires through these holes and soldering them all together up on top, and then finally setting it on top of the motor. In these clips over here you can see, so it has these holes, these rectangles, which kind of fit snugly over here. We still will need like a piece of tape that goes around, and kind of keeps everything in place here. So let's kind of thread these wires through these holes and see how it looks. I have deliberately kept these wires small so that it's easy to again pack them on top of the motor here. So this is the motor gray wire, which is kind of black here, corresponds to the gray wire. This is the left rail, the chassis, and the two clips which pick up the power from the right rail are over here, and I have these red wires from each of those. Now you may notice that most of the Athearns have kind of this kind of a design which has these two clips, So with these wires here, I'm gonna pick up a DULLHB and it just kind of fits right here, and I'm just gonna put the speaker in the front area over here. I'm just gonna put it upside down for now, and there's a notch here for feeding the speaker wire. Now we can just simply solder these wires in place, all these motor and the power wires. For the light wires, we already had these connections hooked up, which we can just simply hook them up directly over here. We also have actually a couple of notches on the sides here, and where you can actually feed a couple of light wires to the front, and there is also holes in the front where you can either put the LED if that kind of suits the design or the placement, or you can just feed the wires through, which would be coming in from these slots. They kind of run next to the speaker. They have to be kind of less than 1 millimeter in diameter, and there'll be no obstruction in closing the shell. So let's solder everything up together and see how it looks. So we have finally wired up everything. As you can see, the DULLHB goes in this cradle and the speaker goes in the front, and there's holes at the bottom so the sound can come out from the bottom. And after all the wires have been put together in this area, I've just taped it up, and as you can see, it looks for a much cleaner install now. The wires for the lights have been wired just like previously, but they're much cleaner now in one place. And so the install for the blue boxes is very similar. Please note that blue boxes still require the motor isolation and all the same things as you just do for an installation. I mean, the connections are the same, the 7 wires, how they're connected. This video was more about showing the physical install. That it just makes it a little cleaner and easier to put together. Hope that helps. You will find the links to the RTR and the blue box in the comment in the section below, and thank you.